Hey guys, Jason Lettingham, voiceover artist, coming to you live right in the midst of my family moving to a new home, new studio, and a new state. I thought it was perfect timing to take a break from unpacking boxes to explore this week's Working Wednesday topic, improv your VO journey. Utilizing yes and? Is this the ideal setting I would have chosen to do this video, or even the one I thought I would utilize when I signed up to do this? No. But it's a perfect example of using what is referred to as the yes and principle. What is yes and? Yes and or yes and thinking comes from the world of improvisational acting, usually performed in comedic sketch rehearsals or shows, which is where I originally picked it up. This style of acting is when one actor automatically accepts what the other actor said or did during a scene before the first actor entered. That's the yes part. And then they expand on that line of thinking. That's the and. Early in my VO career, my coach encouraged me to utilize the yes and principle in my VO journey, to accept what is given no matter what, and then push it to the next level. When a new, even possibly strange opportunity in my voiceover world comes along, instead of keeping my head down and just doing what I've always done, I have made a commitment to myself to say, yes, I'll do that. And what other project made this yes and road lead me towards? For example, I was scrolling through groups on social media for video game developers. I learned those kinds of connections could lead me to voice video games, which was one of my goals. I eventually was invited to join one of these groups. I said, yes, I would join, and figured out how I could contribute to the enhancement of that group. It turns out the leaders of this group were coordinating a virtual conference and were looking for free keynote speakers. I had never given a keynote message at a virtual conference, but I said yes and how can I help? Long story short, a couple of years later and several rounds of me living out yes and since joining that group, I have voiced 3 video games. I got asked to be the casting director for one of them and was able to be the lead voice character of that game and cast many of my VO friends and colleagues, which gave me extreme joy. I could have easily said no to speaking at that event. The original thought of that was so awkward, but I wouldn't be near as far down my VO journey if I hadn't said yes and. So let me ask you, what have you been saying no to lately? Now after hearing this, you need to go say yes and. You can do it. Don't hesitate. You'll be glad you did.